Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going super deep on AI agents. You guys sent us some really interesting excerpts, and looks like we're going to be dealing with a textbook, maybe even peeking into a future where AI agents are like running the show thanks to blockchain and quantum computing. So
Mhm.
let's dive in and see what kind of crazy insights we can uncover.
Yeah. What's really interesting about this material is that it uses like storytelling
Okay.
to paint a picture of that future.
Hmm.
And so there's a story about a guy named Joven,
Okay.
and it's like, watching an AI agent's evolution unfold
Yeah.
right before your eyes.
Cool. So let's hear about Joven then. Who is this guy?
So the story starts in 2024,
Okay.
and Joven is living in this high-tech city called Neo Eden.
Hmm.
And he is just, totally captivated by the potential of AI, blockchain, and quantum computing.
So he's like the ultimate like tech enthusiast. I
Yeah,
can already relate.
totally.
Cool. Okay,
Uh,
so what happens next?
So fast forward 20 years to 2044,
Okay.
and Joven is now a leading expert in quantum blockchain systems.
Hmm.
So he's witnessing how these technologies are changing everything from like the way we communicate to how governments operate.
So we're seeing how these like seemingly separate technologies start to like converge
Exactly.
and have like
You
real
agree.
world impact.
Yeah. And then fast forward again another 20 years to 2064.
Okay.
And Joven achieves his ultimate goal. He creates the neural quantum interface.
Wow.
So imagine being able to connect your consciousness directly to a quantum computer.
That's
It's like stepping into another dimension.
that's some next level stuff. So it sounds like a wild ride through like the evolution of AI agents.
Yeah.
But before we get too caught up in like the future,
Right.
let's take a step back and look at how AI got to this point.
Yeah, it's important to understand the foundation, right?
Yeah.
So early AI was all about like rule-based systems.
Hmm.
So like giving a computer a very specific set of instructions.
Mm.
But then came neural networks.
Right.
And this was inspired by the way our own brains work.
Hmm.
And suddenly AI could like learn from data and recognize like complex patterns.
So it's like AI went from like following a recipe to actually like understanding the ingredients.
Oh,
Right.
right.
So where do AI agents fit into all this?
So AI agents are basically the embodiment of all these advancements.
Okay.
So they can take in information, they make decisions, and they can even take actions based on what they've learned.
Hmm.
Think of them as highly specialized computer programs that can operate autonomously.
So they're not just passively like processing information, they're actually like actively engaging with their environment.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. And as AI continued to evolve, so did the complexity of these agents.
Mm.
So deep learning came along
Right.
and allowed for like even more sophisticated learning and
Mm.
problem-solving capabilities. Imagine being able to analyze like massive amounts of data, identify trends, and make predictions with remarkable accuracy.
So they were getting smarter and more capable, but there was another like crucial piece of the puzzle that needed to fall into place, and I'm thinking blockchain.
Yeah.
It's all about like decentralization and security.
Right. So think of blockchain as like a digital ledger that's distributed across a network of computers.
Mm.
It's virtually tamper-proof because like every transaction is recorded and verified by multiple parties.
Hmm.
And this makes it incredibly secure and transparent.
I see where this is going. So it sounds like blockchain provides the trust and security that AI agents need to operate in a decentralized world.
Exactly. So when you combine the intelligence of AI agents with the security of blockchain,
Yeah.
you create a system that is not only powerful, but also like incredibly reliable.
So we've got AI agents getting smarter, blockchain's keeping things secure.
Right.
What about quantum computing? That's where things really start to get like mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's definitely a leap forward.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole like concept of qubits and superposition.
It is. It's wild. But imagine a computer that can perform calculations exponentially faster than anything we have today. That's the potential of quantum computing.
So it's like giving AI agents like a turbocharged engine,
Yeah.
but how does that translate into real-world applications? What kind of problems could we solve with that kind of power?
So think about fields like medicine, finance, or even space exploration.
Hmm.
So quantum computing could like accelerate drug discovery, optimize financial models, and help us explore the universe in ways we never thought possible.
Yeah.
And with AI agents, like at the helm guiding these processes,
Hmm.
the possibilities are truly limitless.
Okay, I'm officially starting to feel like we're living in a science fiction novel here.
Right.
This is all incredibly exciting,
Yeah.
but I have to admit, it's also a little intimidating.
I understand that feeling. It's like we're standing on the edge of a new frontier.
Hmm.
But the key is to approach it with a sense of curiosity and responsibility.
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a lot to process. We've gone from the early days of rule-based systems to this incredible vision of like AI agents powered by blockchain and quantum computing. It's like watching a technological revolution unfold and fast forward.
Yeah, and it's not just about the technology itself. It's about like how these advancements will reshape our world and the way we live and work and interact with each other.
So, speaking of reshaping our world, let's talk about some potential future scenarios. The source material hints at like AI-powered autonomous systems transforming industries like transportation and logistics. What does that look like in practice?
Well, imagine a world where, self-driving cars and trucks navigate our roads with like precision and efficiency,
Hmm.
optimizing traffic flow and, reducing accidents.
Hmm.
Supply chains could become incredibly streamlined with AI agents, managing every step of the process from production to delivery.
So it's not just about convenience, it's about creating a more efficient and sustainable system.
Right.
But what about the human element?
Yeah.
What happens to jobs when AI agents can handle so many tasks?
That's a critical question, and it's one that we need to address proactively. As AI agents take on more roles, we need to focus on like retraining and upskilling the workforce.
Hmm.
It's not about replacing humans.
Hmm.
It's about creating new opportunities for like collaboration and innovation.
Yeah, I like that perspective. Like, it's about adapting to the changing landscape
Right.
and finding ways to, like, leverage these advancements for the benefit of everyone. But beyond transportation and logistics, what other areas of society could be transformed by AI agents?
Well, healthcare's like a prime example. Imagine AI agents assisting doctors with like diagnosis, treatment planning, and drug discovery.
Hmm.
They could analyze like vast amounts of medical data, identify patterns, and, provide insights that humans might miss.
It's like having a team of, like, super-powered medical assistants, like, working tirelessly to improve patient outcomes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty compelling vision. But I also wonder about the potential challenges. How do we ensure that these AI agents are used ethically and responsibly, especially in sensitive areas like healthcare?
Right. That's where the principles of like transparency and accountability
Mm-hmm.
come into play.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be able to like understand how these AI agents are making decisions
Hmm.
and ensure that those decisions align with our values.
So it's not just about building the technology, it's about establishing like clear guidelines and safeguards to
Uh,
ensure that it's used for good.
exactly. It's about creating a framework that like fosters trust and encourages, responsible innovation.
Hmm.
And that's where blockchain comes in. Its inherent transparency and immutability could be invaluable in ensuring that, AI agents operate ethically
Hmm.
and their actions can be audited.
It's like having a built-in accountability system, like tracking every decision and action. Yeah.
Exactly.
That could go a long way in addressing concerns about like bias or unintended consequences. But beyond healthcare, are there other sectors where AI agents could have like a profound impact?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about like the realm of governance.
Okay.
Blockchain-based systems combined with AI agents could revolutionize the way we, vote, participate in civic life, and hold our leaders accountable.
Decentralized governance powered by AI. That sounds like a radical departure from the traditional systems we're used to.
It is, and it comes with both challenges and opportunities. So imagine a world where voting is secure, transparent, and accessible to everyone.
Hmm.
AI agents could help us analyze policies, track campaign spending, and even facilitate like more informed and engaging public discourse.
So it's not just about automating existing processes, it's about like reimagining the very foundations of governance and civic engagement. That's a pretty exciting prospect.
It is, and it's just one example of how like AI agents combined with technologies like blockchain and quantum computing have the potential to transform not just like individual industries, but entire societal systems.
Yeah.
It's a future that's full of possibilities, but it's also a future that, we need to shape consciously and responsibly.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting a sense of that. It's like we're standing at a crossroads
Right.
with the power to choose which path we take.
Yeah, and that's where the conversation gets like really interesting.
Hmm.
It's not just about the technology itself. It's about the choices we make, the values we prioritize, and the future we want to create.
And speaking of like choices and values, the source material touches on a concept that I found particularly intriguing, the idea of a universal basic data income.
Hmm.
It's like something straight out of a science fiction novel, but it also raises some like profound questions about the value of our personal data in an AI-driven world.
Yeah. It's definitely a thought-provoking concept.
Yeah.
Imagine a future where companies and organizations pay individuals for the data they generate.
Mm.
Recognizing that our personal information is a valuable resource that fuels AI advancements.
So instead of our data being like harvested and monetized without our consent,
Right.
we actually get compensated for it.
Yeah.
Like a recognition that we're all like contributing to this digital ecosystem.
Yeah.
But how would such a system work in practice? And what are the ethical considerations?
Those are great questions. And to be honest, the source material doesn't delve too deeply into the specifics. It's more of a conceptual exploration. A prompt for us to start thinking about how we might navigate a future where data is like a currency.
It's definitely a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Would everyone receive the same amount, or would it depend on like the type and quality of data they generate? And who would determine the value of our data in the first place?
Those are all valid concerns.
Hmm.
And it's clear that there would need to be like robust regulations and safeguards in place to ensure fairness and prevent exploitation.
It's like we're venturing into uncharted territory here, exploring a whole new economic paradigm. But it's also a conversation that we need to be having now as these technologies continue to evolve and reshape our world.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's about being proactive and engaging in these discussions early on so that we can, shape the future in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
So it sounds like we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've explored the evolution of AI, the role of blockchain and quantum computing, and even touched on some potential future scenarios that seem, both exciting and a little bit daunting.
And through it all, I think the key takeaway is that we're not just passive observers in this technological revolution. We have the power to shape the future, to make choices that align with our values, and to ensure that these advancements are used for the betterment of humanity.
Yeah, it feels like we've only just scratched the surface here. AI, agents, blockchain, quantum computing, it's a lot to take in. But you've done a great job of breaking it down and making it understandable.
Yeah, it's definitely a complex and evolving landscape, but that's what makes it so fascinating, right? There's always something new to learn and explore.
So speaking of exploring, before we wrap up, I wanted to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, like the challenges and future trends in the field of AI agents. The source material hinted at some pretty intense, hurdles that researchers and developers are facing.
Yeah, it's not all, smooth sailing, right? One of the biggest challenges is scalability. So as AI agents become more sophisticated and process even larger amounts of data, we need to make sure that, that the underlying systems can handle the load.
So it's like building a rocket ship, but forgetting to design a powerful enough engine.
Exactly. We don't want these, super smart AI agents to be held back by, technological limitations. And then there's the ever-present issue of security.
Yeah, I can imagine that, AI agents would be prime targets for cyber attacks, especially as they become more integrated into, critical infrastructure.
Absolutely. We need to develop robust security measures to protect these systems from, data breaches, malicious manipulation, and, all sorts of other threats.
Yeah.
It's like a constant, game of cat and mouse between the developers and those who want to exploit vulnerabilities.
So it's not just about making these AI agents intelligent and capable. It's also about making them resilient and secure.
Exactly. Precisely. And then there's the whole philosophical question of autonomous decision making.
Right.
As AI agents become more capable of acting independently, we need to ensure that their decisions align with our values.
Right.
And don't lead to unintended consequences.
So it's like we're giving these AI agents a certain level of freedom, but we also need to provide them with a moral compass.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It all comes back to responsible innovation and having those tough conversations about the ethical implications of these advancements.
So it sounds like the future of AI agents is like a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we, guide its development and ensure that it's used for good.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, it requires a multidisciplinary approach,
Yeah.
Bringing together experts from fields like, computer science, philosophy, law, and even like sociology.
So where do we go from here? What are some of the key takeaways for our listener who's been on this deep dive with us?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that the future of AI agents is not like predetermined.
Hmm.
It's a future that we're actively shaping
Mm.
through the choices we made today.
So it's not about like passively observing these advancements.
Right.
It's about, engaging with them, asking tough questions, and making sure our voices are heard.
Exactly. Whether you're like a tech enthusiast, a policymaker, or just someone who's curious about the future, it's important to like stay informed, participate in the conversation, and help guide the development of these, transformative technologies.
Well, it's been a fascinating journey, like exploring the world of AI agents and all its like possibilities. Thanks for being such a fantastic guide.
Well, the pleasure was all mine. I always enjoy, diving deep into these complex topics and trying to make sense of it all.
And to our listener, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you've come away with a better understanding of AI agents, their potential impact on our world, and the role we all play in shaping their future.
Yeah, remember, the future isn't something that just, happens to us. It's something we create together. So stay curious, stay engaged, and keep exploring the possibilities.